So I love Reddit forums. I love all of them, even the ones that I'm like politically against, like the Trump supporter forums. I'm there. I'm with my popcorn, watching the hate. I'm watching because like stuff is going on. And this forum is about men asking each other for advice, and I think it's actually really nice and vulnerable because I think that men often don't know the difference between vulnerability and fragility. Vulnerability is being fearlessly soft and open, and fragility is kind of, you know, this shattering self-pity that you are just ready to break or break someone else if they come for something inside you. One thing that I will say is that the reactions made me more comfortable with my future. Like, he received hate comments that were like, "You're an idiot, why are you talking like this? Nobody wants a big baby." And I think that's it's so crazy the time we're alive in, because now people have more complaints than ever. Like, now we've got some real reasons to cry. And it's like we were giving away that sadness before, and now it's like, ready for tears? I think some people were like, "I'm not having it. This is about positivity and affirming and uplifting each other. If you're going to get depressed somewhere else." I even think he got like banished by the admin. Some other people were kinder and trying to give their wisdom, like at Dad Warrior, who was like, nice is such a plain word. Like, fake people are nice. Like, what is genuine about you? Are you loving? Are you kind? Are you patient? Do you show up? Do you receive love when you actually take it? And I did a worksheet that you could check on Daddy Recovery, kind of based on like some questions you should ask yourself to really make sure that you are nice, especially to yourself, and to the right people. And that's where at Unlikely to Listen, for being unlikely to listen, you sure were heard. He came in and he was all like, when you're nice to the wrong people, you're always going to feel wrong for it. And it was like it was such a simple, perfect statement, but it was so true. Like, if you give your best to the worst, they're going to drag you down because they're the worst. And maybe you're not that great with yourself. So you can lift up people that are good. You can lift up people that match you. Are you really sending out the frequency or matching with the right people?
And I thought, chef's kiss.
Like, totally true, because that has been my mistake. I think so much of my relationships have been me kind of focusing on what I didn't want and just assuming that life would give me what I did. Like, you get so hurt by people, and I found that so many of the people that I dated, I worked for, and even befriended, all had these narcissistic traits that totally matched my father, who was a narcissist. And I think for me, I didn't realize it because I was so desperate to escape that and escape his energy that I thought, well, if it's not what I want, then I'll get what I want. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't want hate, automatically I'll get love. And I think that's where a Dad Warrior came in and kind of said, well, what is love to you? What does it mean to you? Another thing that I learned is I was reading this book, and don't ask for the title, don't ask for the author, just Google a point, because I'm horrible at those things, but I know it's not the point that I've made. And it was about how, like, some of the failures that people make in looking for partners is that they are, they don't see, like, if you want to, they're like, I want a wife. They don't see that they have to be a husband as well. And one of the things that was certainly the energy that I read from him, like, I take care of everybody. I finally want the person that takes care of me. And it's like, as a woman, I'm just like, I don't, like, what are you saying? What are you doing? What are we doing here? It's like that Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, like, it just felt like he wanted a woman to take care of him because he was exhausted from taking care of everybody else, which, as a woman that reads to me, now I'm going to have to, like, help your family and every person that wants to walk all over you. B, do you really love me, or do you just, like, dump on me like I'm baggage claim, right? Like, I'm not going to go marry the stewardess because she opened the can of Coke for me. Like, it's just this feeling of you're trying to marry help because you can't afford to hire it. Like, it's just this ridiculous thing. And I felt bad for him because in that sense, I think that's a mistake that a lot of us make, especially nowadays. There's just this feeling of, I really want to share my life. And a lot of us feel, particularly if you've had an abusive parent like myself, it's kind of, where's the happy ending? Where is the rainbow? Where is that moment when I finally match with somebody that does take care of me and I take care of them? And we kind of like, but I don't know if it's trauma that makes us even think of those terms. Like, I just want somebody to be safe with. I just want somebody to take care of me. Like, sometimes I'm like, some of the best relationships I've ever seen that just wasn't brought up. Safety, care, protection. Like, where are we going? What, like, sci-fi fantasy? Are we on a galactic ship? Like, what are we doing here? Why are we talking like this? And that's something that I definitely want to check with myself, because I do want a partner to have adventures with and enjoy life with and laugh with. And I think that I'll never get rid of that feeling that I need to feel safe and that I need to feel cared for. My father was very good at kind of, I think it's called like dry begging. He was very good at acting like a toddler for situations that he made for himself, and kind of, getting super emotional. Like, do you ever see somebody fake cry? It's like that, like getting super emotional and getting loud and making weird noises just so you can be like, all right, I'll give you money. I'll give you mental health. I'll give you something. Just shut up. And when you go through that through your childhood, you do feel a little steamed out by the time you get into your 20s. And then when you get into your 20s, like, it's just like the steam is really leaving and the energy is really leaving. And that's what I felt with that guy. It was this kind of call for help. My energy is leaving. And I say I want love, but I think I really just want care. And I don't necessarily know the difference, because love is care, but care isn't necessarily love. Like, care can be a duty, like he has to his family. Care can be honor. Care can be a characteristic. Like, I've always been a caring person, but I've helped strangers. It doesn't mean like they're invited to my wedding. So I don't know. See if you have any opinions.